only begin to imagine the sheer horror of the slave trade. But what if we could place an actual ancestor within that story?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
We were able to do just that for one of Tom Joyner's ancestors, his third great-grandfather, Tony Dumas.
This is bullshit.
Can you read where it lists Tony Dumas' birthplace? In the far right.
Place of birth, Africa.
Africa. Your great-great-great-grandfather, Tony Dumas, was born in Africa around 1790.
You serious? Nah.
We tracked down a direct male descendant of Tony's, a distant cousin of yours, and we asked him to take a DNA test to see where Tony was born. So if we found a match, that's where the brother came from.
Nobody believe you could take some spit and figure out a tribe? What, are you crazy?
Would you mind turning the page of the scrapbook? This could mean your great-great-great-grandfather was a member of the Balanta people from the country of Guinea-Bissau.
On the coast.
On the coast. And it's an exact match. Yep.
I said, you back there making it up anyway.
How do you think he was captured?
Probably through a war. You know, there were African middlemen, and they would fight wars with other Africans to enslave them to sell to the white man. Slavery was a huge business for different African kingdoms. You know the story that we got when we were kids, that your ancestor was out on one Sunday with his girlfriend and some white man jumps out of the bush and throws a net over him? It's not how it happened.
That you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Slavery was big business. Africans sold other Africans to the Europeans.
So after he was snatched from Africa, came over on a slave ship, on that long boat ride.
From hell.
Yes.
American slavery in Africa? Great question! It's a huge part of their history.
If they're being self-critical, people earn tons of money, Africans did, to round up other Africans.
Fuck you lying. Why you always lying?
I say no, though. They don't teach.
I'm going to say definitely yes. I mean, I will be thunderstruck if the answer is no.
Please let her say no. Well denied. Does Africa teach American slavery?
Somewhat, but you know, the world doesn't revolve around America, you know.
What'd she say? We were too busy thinking about how we completely rule the world. Oh, God, we really do only think about ourselves. Why is that?
Americans aren't taught to travel, and so you don't learn much about the world.
That Filipino man is right. But that's only because Americans get so little vacation.
In Europe, you get 6 weeks.
Thank God we're here.
So there you go. It's not that Americans don't care. It's just that we don't have the time to learn about other countries. And we don't care. Thanks, Denai.
All right.
Have a good night. Thank you.
we are going to make a very serious declaration about a very disturbing charge. The declaration is, Africans did not sell you out. We did not sell our people at any time to anybody, and there is no evidence to support such an ignorant and devious conclusion. These are devastating charges. Charges that's preventing the African continent from moving forward. Charges that continuously surface just in time to nurture distrust, suspicion, and a feeling of worthlessness among our people all over the world. Now, let us examine this. From we born, we hear that Africans sold us out. As a matter of fact, some people say we began hearing this misinformation while we were still in the womb. Later, we heard it from our parents, our elders, our teachers. It was the general understanding of the society. However, when one stops and analyzes the situation, one must conclude that yes, we were involved, but only as victims. So let us shed some light on this matter so as to free our ancestors from this disgraceful and dishonorable charge. We must make it clear that there was never a market for buying and selling people in Africa before the arrival of Caucasian terrorists from Europe. Let's make that clear. There was never a market.
My nigga.
Now, the first charge the Caucasian wants to lay on us and lay on our generations is conspiracy. And yes, it is the Caucasian who told us about our involvement. Without naming names, he said that before he came, a number of us got together, kidnapped and sold each other. To whom and to where, he did not say. Outside of his say-so, he has produced nothing to support his claim. Buying and selling is capitalism, and capitalism never existed in Abyssinia before the arrival of Caucasian man. So we know right from the start he's lying.
Ended up being tricked by some white man.
The second charge is raiding our villages and kidnapping our people. That's another charge that Caucasians wants to lay on us. That's another low-grade charge, and it's believed by our people across a very wide spectrum. It ranges from those who barely went to school to those leaving university with the highest qualifications. Now, how did these two diverse groups come to agree at the same historic conclusion when they never met academically? Who taught both of them? We in Africa knew that Caucasian man was a merciless killer whose brutality was felt by people, plants, and animals. He was selling us as workers in the copper mines of North Africa, but primarily as fighters for his arenas in Greece and Rome to kill and be killed long before Christopher Columbus was born. So, for some Africans, those who were bred and designed in the West, to mimic the Caucasian, saying, "We sold you out." That is just plain insulting to our peaceful ancestors. That type of thinking can only be classified as clouded, to say the least. We never kidnapped our people and sold them to the invader at any time. We were never paid to catch our people either. They did that sinful job themselves, and none of us was safe. It was Caucasian historians who started this lie and placed it in their books. Those books they gave to us after our so-called independence in the West, including the Caribbean.
American people don't like black people. Y'all know they treat us like shit. They talk down to us. They think they better than us. And I don't understand because we from the same tribe, kind of. But they like white people, though. They treat y'all like family. As soon as y'all come around, they get excited. Excuse me, Mr. White Man. Thank you for bringing us here. We love you. Yeah, the white man. As soon as they see us, they get an attitude. Hey, how you doing? This nigga. We don't like the black man in America. Motherfucker, you don't work, you don't do shit. We don't like you, you black motherfucker. Like, who are you calling black, motherfucker? I'm brown, you midnight. Who the fuck are you calling black? Like, nigga, if you stood up against a building, you'd look like an alley. Who the fuck are you calling black? This shit is unjust.
Africans have some type of superiority complex towards black people. They just don't like them. And I mean, a lot of people don't like black people for some reason. But I wanted to know why exactly my parents, why my Nigerian parents don't like black people. I mean, aren't we all black? No, Ada, you are not black. You are not Akada. We are Nigerian. We know where we come from. We are not waywards. Black people are so disrespectful. They do not know how to respect their elders. And what is this Black Lives Matter nonsense? Every single life matters. Foolish girls killing one another. Black Lives Matter. But you are killing yourself. Look at these black teenagers having babies. 15 babies having babies. Pop, 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 pop. They just have babies out of wedlock. For what? What are they doing this for? What are they having babies for? Babies are tight. No morals.
Not to be associated with, like especially from a lot of like the elderly African people, like African parents and families that we know. They tell us to like stay away from them because they have like they're bad people and that there's always a bad rap about them.
I remember when I was younger, my mom and dad didn't want me to marry any like African Americans from America. They always wanted me to marry people from my homeland.
And why was that?
I have a whole lot of reasons. They felt like they were like criminals and they were just bad in general, and they just preferred me continuing like my tradition line, marrying a female from my homeland.
I said, Rick, what's up, man? Where am I from? In Africa. Where are my people? You know, I want to jump on a plane and go. I thought I'd buy some land, you know.
That would have been a fail.
Get a fine little African sister, you know, to hook up. I was single at the time, don't get me wrong. I'm still single. Well. So he said, well, we had to run, your results were anomalous. And we had to run them many times. But we finally have figured out where you're from. You are descended on your mother's side from the Nubian people. Now, all African Americans, not all African Americans, but many African Americans want to be descended from one or two ethnic groups. Either the Zulu, because the Chaka Zulu, and the Zulu kicked the English in the behind in the Boer Wars, right? until they finally were overcome. But you want to be Zulu, or you want to be Nubian. Who were the Nubians? The Nubians were the black pharaohs, right? The Nubians are in the Bible. The 25th dynasty was the Nubian dynasty. In Egyptian art, they always hated the Nubians. Nubians are always represented as darker. You know, they were warring kingdoms. And Nubia ran from what today's Khartoum, the capital of Sudan, up to the Aswan Dam, the second cataract in the Nile River. And so a Nubian, and all these people wanted to be Nubians, descended from the black pharaohs. So my friend Malefi Asante, you know, the founder of Afrocentricity, we argue a lot in public, but we're very good friends privately. I joke, every time he attacks me, I get a raise at Harvard, so it's cool.
Alrighty then.
So I attack him, you know. We do what Malcolm and Martin couldn't do, you know. Set it up, and then we go split the money and slap five and go to Sylvia's, have fried chicken.
You just got fucked up with him. Both y'all niggas gonna get clapped up when I get back. Both of y'all niggas.
Believe me, that's a much better way to function than hating each other. So I called Malefi first thing. I said, Malefi, I just got my results back. I am a Nubian. Where are you from? I am the true African prince.
Got him!
The DNA in a man's Y chromosome and the DNA that we all have in our cell's power source, our mitochondria. By analyzing your mitochondrial DNA, it's possible to find out something about your matrilineal line. That's your mother's 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 line, back all through time. Get out. Pass on the news. These are your DNA results. Now, first thing I have to say is that no African American slaves came from South Africa.
None.
None.
So I'm not Zulu?
Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
You cannot be Zulu. You can be spiritually. I have the same. When they did mine, I'm spiritually Yoruba. I love the Yoruba people.
Yeah.
I said, when the results come in, make her Zulu, man. You know?
But I have absolutely nothing to do genetically with the Yoruba people. And you, my friend, have nothing to do with the Zulu people genetically.
I'm not?
No, but you have a rich heritage.
Okay,
and now I'm about to take you to another part of Africa. All right. Now, they revealed that we found...
Okay, well, I have to live with that for a moment. I'm not Zulu.
You're not Zulu.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay, where am I from?
We found Africans with identical mitochondrial DNA to you among the Capelli people in Liberia, the Bamileke people in Cameroon, and a Bantu tribe in Zambia.
So, and by the way, you know the Zulu thing? When Oprah was finally in the first series, and we gave her DNA test, basically the next day she went to South Africa to announce that she was opening what became the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy. She was in an auditorium like 75,000 people or something, and she announced that she just had the test and that she was Zulu. So it broke on CNN. I was sitting in my living room minding my own business and said, Oprah Winfrey's a Zulu. So I called Rick Kittles, and I said, Rick, did you tell Oprah she was a Zulu? He goes, no, man, she made that up herself. It's a true story. It's a true story. I would lie to make you laugh, but I'm telling you a true story. So I said, Rick, are you in your lab? He said, yeah. I said, is anybody there? He said, no. I said, when the results come in, make her Zulu, man. You know? I said, you back there making it up anyway. Don't nobody believe you could take some spit and figure out a tribe? What, are you crazy?
What's especially interesting in your case is that you were adopted. So your genealogy can't prepare us for what we might find in your DNA.
Right.
Okay? Well, let's find out.
Yeah.
Why don't you turn that page? Now, according to this test, Linda Johnson Rice, you have an extraordinary amount of European ancestry for an African American, 40%. Could you read those results?
20% European.
You're a 1/5 white.
Wow. Oh, man. I'm horrible in sports, so maybe this explains that. My jump shot is horrible.
I'm 35% European.
19% European. Are you surprised to know that you have that much European ancestry?
I guess so. As dark complected as I am.
Mm-hmm. It means you're a third white.
Well, that's surprising.
You are 33% European. Really? I'm 50-50. To my horror, the chairman of African American Studies at Harvard at the time was a half a white man.
Yeah. Wow, you're kidding.
There's a lot of sneaking and creeping back there on the plantation.
I guess. I guess. Oh, my goodness.
Ended up in Maryland or Virginia or something.